I've decided to compile some comments and references that, for the sake of this series, I'll be referring to as the Reddit collection. My name's Kyle, and I should probably distance myself from this material, informing people that I'm not responsible for any of the things I'm gonna cover, but honestly, if you think I'm capable of all of the things I'm about to spew, then I admire you. Without further ado, let's proceed, in no particular order. Reddit user rogersimon10 has a knack for incorporating his particular brand of humor into all of his Reddit comments. I won't spoil you the surprise of going through his comment history or the potential joy of encountering him in the wild, but I'll read you the first comment I ever saw of his. In an Ask Reddit thread entitled Parents of Reddit, what's something your kid has done that you pretended to be angry about but secretly were impressed or amused by? Roger Simon responds, I live with my dad and my 9-year-old daughter. I sometimes go to the gym at night and tell my daughter to brush her teeth while I'm gone. When I get back, she shows me a video on our tablet of her brushing her teeth as proof. A few days ago, I realized that her hairstyle was slightly different in the video, and I figured out that she had simply pre-recorded herself brushing her teeth in several different outfits. While I was fairly impressed at this, I kept a straight face and explained to her that when I was a kid, Grandpa would beat me savagely with a set of jumper cables whenever I didn't brush my teeth. Since then, she's been brushing several times a day on her own. This comment on its own isn't that big a deal. What's so funny, you may ask? Well, let's get into Roger Simon's post history. In another Ask Reddit thread entitled, What is your Don't Get Me Started topic? Roger Simon responds, Movie theaters. They're overpriced and I hate them, but with new movies there's no other option other than watching a shitty camera version. I went and saw that new San Andreas a few months ago. It was the first movie I've seen in theaters in years, and I gotta say, the whole theater experience really sucked. The screen didn't look all that better than my own TV, the chairs were uncomfortable, and the floor was sticky and littered with garbage. I had to wait in line for 15 minutes just to watch that crappy movie in the disgusting theater, and the worst part about it was that my dad beat me down with the jumper cables in the parking lot. I wish they'd just allow me to stream the movie at home where I can pause it without missing any important scenes, and I'm not sitting next to 75 strangers who whisper and chew their food loudly. Let's check out another one of Roger Simon's comments. In an Ask Reddit thread asking, what's something that's bad for you and you know it, but you still keep on doing it? Roger Simon responds, smoothies. I've been blending up smoothies every morning before work, throwing in a variety of fruits, vegetables, kale leaf, a little honey. It gives you a huge boost of energy and it's a great way to start your day. But the bad part comes from the fact that the blender is so damn loud that whenever I use it, it wakes up my dad, who usually goes straight to the garage and grabs that dirty old set of jumper cables which he uses to beat me like a rented mule until I'm halfway unconscious on the floor. It's a horrible drawback, but I've been so used to having that smoothie every morning that I can't seem to break the habit. It's a really great way to start your day. In an Ask Reddit thread entitled, What scared you as a child that still scares you today? You can do this. I let a magazine salesman come into our house, and he took a really bloody dump in the toilet. I was up watching Saturday morning cartoons when he arrived at the door. My parents were still asleep. I told him my parents weren't home, only because I didn't want to have to wake them up and miss my cartoons. He told me that he was a good friend of my dad's, so I let him into the house and went back to watching TV. I didn't pay much attention to him after that, short of hearing an enormously loud fart coming from the bathroom. By the time my parents got up, he was gone. My dad went to the bathroom that morning and screamed when he saw that gigantic bloody turd. I remember it vividly. It looked as if someone had taken a pint of a Bloody Mary and just tossed it right in there. The guy must have had colon cancer or something. I really just don't understand how there was that much blood. Anyway, my dad's bass guitar was also missing, and my dad beat the living shit out of me with a set of jumper cables for letting the guy in. But to this day, I often find myself thinking about that bloody toilet and the magazine salesman who I'm guessing is no longer alive, and the thought of it scares the crap out of me.